Good morning, Internet, and welcome back to Badlands. As you can see, we are starting on the next big project for this particular map, and that would be the sour gas boiler, petroleum boiler, or sour gas condenser, I suppose. Don't know if I need any more dupes. Our cargo missions have been going, research missions are going. It should be just about ready to take off. Alright. Perfect. And now I just spent a bunch of cycles vacuuming out this entire area. So that way I can just build in here and not have to worry about trying to vacuum it out later. Ooh, actually that begs a question. Do I still have a way of picking up oil? Yes, I do. Alright. So because I only have 2 oil wells, that means consistently I can only get 6 kilos of oil. Which should be fine, because that'll be 1 each for each side of the sour gas, and then that leaves 4 for this, which is more than enough petroleum that I'll use. I then vacuumed this out to put the excess natural gas in. Right now I'm burning through coal. I actually ran out of hydrogen. I had to redo this. Lost a bunch of hydrogen in order to convert these pipes to thermium so it actually condense, and yeah, it was a mess. I was starting to build rockets and I'm like, okay, never mind, let's get this going first, then I can get further rockets going. And just trying to remember all of the various bits of automation I need. Need that one, and it has to be in and gate. We're just making everything out of steel and thermium, and yeah. So this one's going to control the liquid valve. I think it needs to know that this is sitting a green signal and that's sitting a green signal. And then that needs to get down to you. Which we will just route around everything because this game is all about the spaghetti. I actually think I want a buffer gate so that when it does turn on, it turns on for an amount of time. We don't need it turning on and off constantly. And, alright, got some ceramic again. Bang. Bang. Thermosensor. Alright, and where do I want to put the liquid tank? That should be a fine place for it. And then this all doesn't need to be ceramic because it's all going to be in a vacuum. Spot? Yes. And then this wonderful spaghetti should go around there. Okay. Let's increase priority and we'll see how badly we screwed this up. And then this is going to be infinite petroleum storage once it gets built. I'm just kind of leaving some of this open so my dupes can get to it easier. I love Viscolocks. By making them 3 high and then having this 1 tile beneath, your dupes will pass through it like they don't even exist. So if they happen to be carrying something hot, like you're near a volcano, it is perfectly fine. Your dupes won't interact with it. Actually, I wonder what that's even pulling back. Let's see what its cargo looks like. Oh, you got hit with a meteorite. Alright, and you were still pulling back a good amount of isoresin. Other things that I've done was I took my extra polluted water. This has now got a bypass on it, feeding this second reed fiber farm so I get more reed fiber. And then any extra polluted water not fed into here fills up this pipe. Because what I was running into is this polluted water tank was emptying and these two down here were full. So now I'm finally emptying those out. And this is going to make more pips. How am I doing on reed fiber? Industrial ingredient. Yeah, 500. I was at like 800, so I'm building insulation as fast as possible so I can do hydrogen rockets easier. These need to be... Oh, I guess they don't need to be off. I haven't actually run anything to them yet. Need to be set to 1 kilo. Let's start this one on 3. Come on, where are you? There you go. And then crank it up as need be. Probably should have built that down a couple of spots and I could have fit in more Atmos suits, but not too many dupes will be going through it. Right, and that one will turn off. I like to put the game into high speed mode, but my map has now gotten so big and so complicated that it's taken up a whole lot of computing power just to deal with it. I did put in a second petroleum generator down here because I was running out of power every once in a while. Oh, that's... where does all... oh, melting ice. Keep thinking about where all this polluted water is coming from. It's because I'm digging ice biomes. Let's mop it up. Yeah, they dropped a stone hatch down there. That's fine. Should still be enough stuff in here for them to grab what they need. Alright, we are definitely going to need more temp shift plates. So we want to transmit the heat from the aqua tuner into everything. We got temp shift plates there, and we've got them down there. Alright. Yeah, nosh beams I don't care about. I need to make this higher priority. There aren't enough dupes in here building. You, do this. I definitely have a video on how to make sour gas boiler. This is a combo sour gas and petroleum. Mostly it's about the automation. This system will produce excess heat. Running, you know, the priority is the sour gas side, and then that excess heat you can use to boil petroleum. I think one of my other designs, when I'm not building inside of a vacuum, I make this wider and put a vacuum pump in the middle. That way you can just build it anywhere. But since I decided to take the time to put 8 gas pumps in here and vacuum out this entire area, just makes it easy. Next research rocket. Perfect. Where do we want you to go next? Alright, you're going up to 80,000. Do I have enough fuel? Yeah, 1,700. Just enough. Alright, I've really got to figure out this recording software. Sometimes it likes to pause on me, and I'm not entirely sure hotkey I accidentally hit. But we just set our research rocket to go up to 80,000, which we have just enough fuel for. Alright, and oh. This Puff Prince is still up here. Dude, fly down to where there's air. You'll be happier. You'll have something to eat. Yeah, and that little buffer bunker tile is doing a great job of keeping this all reasonable. Oh. How in the heck? What is that? How did some carbon dioxide get in there? Do I have frozen carbon dioxide? Oh no, that's just annoying. How am I supposed to get that out? I guess I do that made out of steel. Let's see what happens. If I make that out of steel, then the carbon dioxide should come out of it. There must have been some frozen carbon dioxide I picked up. That's just weird. There we go. The weird things you sometimes have to do in this game. I mean, I guess they would have eventually died, but there's no point in having them run up there and hang out in some carbon dioxide. Alright, now they're dying. New printables. Sure. Because I've got some Paku down here, I eventually want to farm them. So, more algae is always necessary. Now that those are done, we can deconstruct buildings and start to get these ladder segments out of the middle and then clean them up. Means I probably need to leave that open so they can get to the other side. Yeah, just waiting on dupes to build stuff. And all these pipes are made out of gold, so they've got good conductivity and they can take enough heat. Should be okay because I'm not using a volcano, but dealing with heat, very important to pick your materials. Aluminum would be better if I had it for transmitting heat, but occasionally you melt it. Yeah, so I think this time I'm actually going to pause it on purpose and just wait for all this to build. Then we will be back. It is win.
So the lesson of this is
I started recording. Oh, we're still building. Alright, welcome back. Construction appears to be done. Now it's time to start seeing if I have all of this stuff set correctly. We're going to turn these on, and it should be 1,000, 1,000, and 3,000. Let's see what happens. Bang, we got 1 kilogram packets, 1 kilogram packets, and this one's not running. That one's not running because I didn't turn it on. And 3 kilogram packets. Perfect. So right now I'm actually just running up all the petroleum from the bottom of the map, and then I will convert that over to crude oil. But this gives me something up here to heat up and hopefully get up to temperature. And then I can fill that up. Perfect. So now I'm going to turn these off and hook this up to power. That should now start running and hopefully start generating some heat. I'm actually going to disconnect them from the petroleum pipe so I can then empty the rest of the petroleum out of this side. I should have enough petroleum stored up here for my rocket launches. We will see what happens. We got enough water, hopefully not too much. Might have to put in a heating solution or something to generate some more. Turn these back off. And what I want up here is just a nice pool of petroleum to kind of buffer the heat. This has got some super coolant in it. Yeah, I might as well just put in the tepidizer now otherwise I know I'm gonna screw it up. So we need a liquid tepidizer. Screw it, everything's made out of steel. If I even want... Oh, you are in line with something I don't want you in line with. I don't want to use up that much water, so we can just do this. Oh, I can't put it there because now... Oh. Sometimes this game is annoying. Alright, let's reroute that. And deconstruct it. Tepidizer. Power. Automation. Which means we cannot deconstruct those 3. Alright. Crisis somewhat averted. How much petroleum do I have down here? Oh, looks like that's the end of it right there. Perfect. You need to go away. We need a bubble emptier. And this ladder might also be in the wrong place and be able to get to it. Actually, I might not even need that bottle emptier. I can probably just take this petroleum. Yeah, that'll work. Let's turn that off. I can just use petroleum down here. Are you going to entomb yourself? Looks like it. Let's cancel that. I guess hopefully there's enough petroleum. We can do that. Hopefully that's enough to fill this up and make the tepidizer work. You're up to steam. Submerged in liquid. How much liquid do you need? Hopefully that much. Hopefully it doesn't need 1,000. If it needs 1,000, then I can't use petroleum and I have to switch it over to water, which is a mess. Well, that is all my petroleum I had in those pipes. And that's not enough, so we're gonna need more. So let's figure out how I can do this. Grab that pipe. There we go. While that's happening, I can come down and start pumping oil. Make sure I actually have that disconnected on this end. Yep. And I just need this to get up to 500, and I don't think I'm going to get there yet. This is already down to negative 60. Okay, let's deconstruct that bridge. And we'll grab that petroleum as well. Maybe I don't need to deconstruct that bridge. Nope, perfect. Maybe just dumping warm petroleum in here will be enough, but I think I'm just about at the point where it's gonna freeze. Must be fully submerged, but it doesn't tell me how much fully submerged is. Oh, now it's starting to get some frozen petroleum. That's bad. Oh, how hot did you get? 160 is not enough. Oh, you definitely don't need to be sucking heat out of there. Okay, well, that experiment didn't work. Let's see how hot we get. I mean, you haven't turned off yet. I just auto bottle a bunch more petroleum in here. Now let's reconnect this the way it's supposed to be. This pipe actually goes away. Thanks. Now all I need to do is just have this produce more chill, so dumping hot petroleum in here should be enough. Let's see. Oh. Well, the crude oil is up here. So that pumping started working. Suppose I could also dump that in there as well. It's already going to make such a mess. Okay, that melted some of the petroleum. That's good. And then it froze again. But each time I do that, it should make this need to produce more chill. We're halfway there. I mean, the temperature was a good idea, but just didn't plan ahead far enough. What do we need? We need to get this up to 540. And each time I do that, that supercoolant's got another 40 or 50 degrees it's got to go. Interesting how that jumps around. It's doing a decent job of keeping the supercoolant at negative 120. I got plenty of it, so we'll see. A lot of frozen petroleum down there. Kind of a poor man's tepidizer of dumping hot petroleum. What the heck? Must have had a meteor come in directly on that. Yep, pulling at 126. I think we're gonna make it. All my polluted water vents have gone dormant on me. So I might start running out of water. I turned off this reed farm because of it. Oh, you're about to become you just became active again. Nice. 22 on that one and 47. I'm thinking my emergency petroleum is working. You should be set correctly. If need be, I can drop this down more to pump more heat out of this. Actually, what I might do is reroute this. And run the supercoolant through that side. That way I spend some energy cooling down the oil that's going to be there, the petroleum that's going to be there. And then I'll produce more heat. Okay, oh, I missed a section of pipe here. That's fine. Should be as soon as I build this. Then I can cancel that build and it'll work. That would have sucked. Degrees left to go. Just about sucked up all my petroleum. No, I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm going to have to crank the temperature down a bunch. Yep. Alright, welcome back to Badlands. Construction's done. We're just about up to temperature. This monstrosity, I tried to put in a tepidizer, but I didn't have enough petroleum, so the petroleum started freezing before the tepidizer was submerged in liquid. So I've been dumping all of my petroleum from over there to help this. And I should now have enough. Yeah, I got another 60 or 70 degrees to go. I dumped in some more supercoolant to raise the temperature, so it's got to work a bit harder. So hopefully, between all of that, we now have enough. I'm wondering if I can just do a sweep only of this and not end up with a bunch of frozen petroleum. So deconstruct buildings, power's done, automation. Make sure I'm not deconstructing any of the pipes. Alright, and you should be set to freeze only liquefiable petroleum. And these should not be set into liquefiables. Alright. So you up to priority 7, then they can dump the petroleum back in there. Alright, and this needs to get up to 5... petroleum 540. So 10 more degrees and we're there. And then I rerouted this supercoolant to slightly cool down. I'm pretty sure I made this not radiant. Yeah, just regular granite pipe. We don't care about. What rocket is that? No, that one. Ah, why did you stop? Alright, now all this just now starting to turn to sour gas, which then should make this have to cool down. Hopefully I'm not getting solid methane, right? Just sulfur. Temperature-wise, it should actually be pretty darn hot because I'm not getting any counterflow yet. Come on, drop in temperature. Give me some more heat. All right, let's just do... Eventually I'll crank that back up to more reasonable so I don't accidentally freeze the methane. But I need this to flash. Oh, that's now flashed. We can now turn on 1, which will start the counterflow process. Trying to remember exactly at what point liquid methane freezes. Freezes at 182. So yeah, I'm too damn close. This needs to go back down to... Alright, I really gotta figure out what hotkey I keep hitting that makes this pause. But we now have our counterflow going. We now have supercoolant. We're trying to get it back to above negative 180. There should be enough heat in there. To make that happen. Temperature-wise, we've got a bit of counterflow. So now we're not at any risk of melting anything down here. Well, that's pretty close to flashing as soon as it comes out. So that counterflow is now working correctly. Just need this temperature to get there. Ooh, 0.5, we're almost there. Perfect. Make sure that gets back above 550 before we turn on the other counterflow. Alright, now we turn this one on. Okay, now that that's working, we can now hook up all of our gas pumps. And then all the extra will be stored till I need more power. Be disconnected. That should all be now counterflowing nicely. This temperature should start getting above 550. You do not suck too much heat out of there though. I always gotta slowly get this up to 403. Yeah, I sucked too much heat out too fast. I gotta wait for all this to flash again. Alright, give me a bit of a jumbled video of me stopping recording, starting recording, jumping forward, but I think I just got everything stabilized. So this is finally above 600, which will set off this sensor, which turns on the oil to be boiled. This is slowly filling up, and the more that fills up, the more the supercoolant has to cool it, which then makes this produce more heat. This side is nice and counterflowing perfectly and providing a crap ton of natural gas. Once that gets above 20 kilos, it'll start to overflow into this room. I'm slowly burning off my coal and then I'll put in some more natural gas generators. This I've got set to 10 seconds, which will help keep this from bouncing around, but I should be okay. As long as this doesn't drop too much each time the door closes. But now that this is counterflowing, I should be alright. Get that debris out of there. Right now my rockets won't launch, I'm all out of petroleum. Which is good. I think I actually want to change where this rocket's going. Unless that one had enough. Maybe I had enough petroleum for that rocket, not enough for this one. Just short. And see how's this counterflow doing. Yeah, sometimes tough to tell. So up here we're at 400. Well, that's perfect. That means it's only got to raise it a couple of degrees to flash over. Yeah, so we should be up to maximum efficiency. How's my water doing? You're dormant. Yeah, we still got 2 tanks. All this is now turned off. You're going and you're dormant. So yeah, so I might start to run a little low on water. But that's okay, I still got this big ass tank. So yeah, I think we'll call that good for the end of this episode. Once this petroleum fills up, it'll start filling up my big infinite storage, and then I'll be back to launching rockets. So, sorry for the bit of jumbled recording. This project always takes longer than I think it does, even though I've done it enough times, I should know better. So next time, I'll finally get some hydrogen cargo rockets going.